The very first Toyota Prius was launched in 1997. The model of the outgoing fourth generation has been in service since 2015. It went through a restyling in 2018. In just a quarter of a century, the hybrid, according to the company, has sold around 5.05 million copies around the world, which has reduced CO2 emissions by about 82 million tons. At the same time, the fourth Prius can no longer boast of the impressive sales results of its predecessors, because now it has many competitors. However, all green models are still quite expensive, so Toyota continues to work with hybrids. Today, the fifth generation Prius is introduced in Japan. In the new generation, the Prius remained a liftback, but at the same time, the five-door changed its image. It is now with a sporty bias. And the appearance is really spectacular. The body has smooth lines. The model's also got unusual head optics. The face, in the company, is compared with the head of a hammerhead shark. Rear lights in the form of a single strip and large wheels. Top versions are 19-inch. Handles, rear doors are hidden from above. Also, the simple hybrid HEV and the rechargeable PHEV version, yellow car in the photo, now look the same. The dimensions are also the same. The previous Prius PHEV, aka PHV in Japan or Prime in America, is larger than the standard model. The old Prius was the first Toyota model to be based on a platform developed under the TNGA, Toyota New Global Architecture. The fresh hybrid was the first to receive a modified cart. It is considered the second generation in the company. The front is still McPherson struts, the rear is still an independent 2-lever, and the battery is located under the rear sofa. But the center of gravity is shifted lower. In addition, the rigidity of the body is increased. The wheelbase has grown by 50 mm to 2,750 mm. The length is 4,600 mm, 25 mm more than the previous standard Prius. The previous Prius PHEV has the same 4,600 mm. The width is 1,780 mm, plus 20 mm. The height, on the contrary, shortened by 40 mm to 1,430 mm. The front overhang has increased by 25 mm. The rear overhang has been reduced by 50 mm. The interior was made more familiar. The tidy is located in front of the driver, and not in the center of the front panel. The transmission control joystick was moved to the tunnel. The screen of the multimedia system now floats. The vertical tablet, which was available for expensive trim levels of the fourth Prius, was retired. The arsenal of the new model also includes dual-zone climate control, 2 sockets with a power of up to 1500 W, in the cabin and trunk, a remote-controlled automatic parking system. The car can be parked using a smartphone, a panoramic sunroof and a Toyota Safety Sense security system. Includes front camera. The new Prius PHEV also has a solar panel built into the roof, and a pre-cooling function for the passenger compartment, activated when the car is charging. The fifth generation model still has a hybrid setup with an electromechanical variator. As expected, the base Toyota Prius retained the naturally aspirated 1.8, but the total output of the system was increased from 122 to 140 horsepower. The more expensive versions, for the first time for the model, have a 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. The total power of such Prius is already 193 horsepower. A hybrid with a 1.8-based installation will pick up the first 100 in 9.3 seconds, with a 2.0 engine in 7.5 seconds. For a surcharge, you can still order the E4 all-wheel drive with a separate electric motor on the rear axle. The top-of-the-range rechargeable Prius received a 148 HP 2.0 naturally aspirated dynamic force engine, a 160 horsepower electric motor and a 16.3 kWh lithium-ion battery. The predecessor had an 8.8 kWh battery. The total return is 223 horsepower. Against 122 horsepower the previous Prius PHEV, it has an installation based on a 1.8 engine. The new plug-in hybrid accelerates from 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.7 seconds. At the same time, the company noted that fuel consumption has not changed. The new Toyota Prius HEV will go on sale this coming winter, and the plug-in hybrid will hit the market in the spring of 2023. By the way, only the PHEV variant will be available in Europe.